Hey, how are you? So we're going to start off with patch notes, talk about the Olympics a little bit, and then we'll get into the game. So we're going to start off with what's going on with season 5 because yesterday was the update of from PTR, and it was a huge update, especially if you consider that the season is only 2 months long. They put a lot of stuff into this update for season 5. It's just, I've heard a lot of people saying they're going to just skip season 5. I'm like, why, dude? There's so much going on. Um, I don't know why you would skip season 5. There's a lot going on. Hey, what's up, Modest? How are you? Hope you're well. Hope you're smiling. We're just going to talk about a little bit of season 5. Hey, Rich, good morning. Good afternoon, I should say. What's up, buddy? I hope you are well. Um, we're just going to talk a little about season 5 because yesterday was a huge drop of news for season 5, and they're putting so much into this season. There's so much new stuff. It's it's got to be discussed. Right on, man. Enjoy. Okay, so I was just trying to mess around with this multi-guest thing anyway. Um, in case anybody wants to join me and be live today and talk about this season patch notes, you're welcome to do so. We're gonna try that new thing. So, first off, Infernal Hordes, there's new endgame content. The new season, that's a great question. The new season begins on Tuesday, um, August 6th, and I don't know exactly what time it starts, but I do know from the campfire chat that you can download the patch 1 hour before the season begins. So if it starts at noon your time, you're going to be able to download the patch at 11 a.m. your time. So you'll be ready to play at the time the season drops this season, which is very cool. And I'm glad we know that because it's it's kind of been a secret most seasons when the patch actually drops and then when the season actually begins. Um, Everybody just sits around waiting. So this time they let everyone know, which is great. So it's Tuesday. I'm going to guess it's going to be noon Pacific time, which is usually when they do things, which means it'll be 2 o'clock my time, Central Time. But I don't know that. They didn't specify the time of the start of the new season. So they're not saying that. Um, that's a great question. Thanks for the likes, you guys. By the way, appreciate you both hanging out. So the first big update for season 5 that is totally new and different is Infernal Hordes, which is a new endgame, and it's really doesn't have to be endgame, but it is available and it's scalable to the end game. So it's something that it's end game content. It's something you could do in the end game, but you can also do it before you reach the end game as well, which is awesome. So they made some changes to the way these work. First of all, the drop rates on them were super rare in PTR. They've increased the drop rates and they've increased where you get these from. They're going to be almost, I would say, almost as prolific to get as, hey, what's up on the beach? Welcome. Hope you're having a great Friday. We're just talking about Season 5, pre-capping Season 5 with some of the new information on stuff that's dropping next week. I'm not going to touch on everything because there's just so much. Good day to you. Good day to you, sir. I hope it has been a good day. For me, it has. Yeah, looking forward to it. It's so one of the first things I said that you missed is I've heard some people say, "Hey, I'm going to skip Season 5," and I'm just like, "What? No, there's so much coming, dude. It's for a short season. This is why I'm impressed. I'm surprised and impressed because it's a short season. They don't have to do a lot to make it work, and they are doing a lot in this season. It's a ton of stuff coming at us, and I'm really excited by most of it. There's not really too much to not be excited about, except if you're a barbarian. But we'll talk about that later. Hey, you sent me some ice cream. Thank you for the ice cream treat. I wish I had some actual ice cream. But instead, we'll do a riff for the gift. Let's see. We're in drop D right now, I think. Yeah. I like what they did. The groups and pits, everyone gets the same amount of stuff. So that was one. So when I played PTR on the beach, I sent about 40 or 50 emails of feedback tidbits one by one. And I wish I would have kept track of them all. I should have taken screenshots of my feedback that I left in PTR. What's up? Hey, what's up, Shane? How are you, brother? Happy Friday. I hope it's been a great one for you. We're just talking about pets will pick up more things, but not everything. What's up, Andrew's Beard? How are you? You getting ready to leave work and go home? Right on, man. Awesome. Start your weekend off. Do something cool. Enjoying work, yeah. Some people enjoy work. Some people do careers that they really enjoy. I never happened to be one of them. I did a lot of stuff I didn't really want to do when I was working. But I also made it fun. It's also what you make it, right? Yeah, there's a lot of good things, Andrew Spears. I'm going to talk about those item changes, and if you like uniques, this is going to be the season for you to take part in because uniques have been retooled to be a lot more specifically built around a particular build, and a lot more of the affixes seem to fit into a build. Like if you wanted to use a particular unique, like all I can think of is Doombringer, but that's not the name of it. We'll get to it. We'll get to the weapons, dude. Absolutely. Season 4, there was no use for almost any of the uniques. And even when you did use them, you felt like you were losing out because there's an affix missing, right? Absolutely. So they've done some things, I think, that you're going to like around weapons, and we'll get to that. That's definitely later on. Right now, we're just talking about the Infernal Horde stuff, man, and it's great changes to those things, too. Everything that I asked for, oh, yeah, Penitent Greaves for a rogue, if you're building a Frost Rogue or a Frost Grenade Rogue, Icy Rogue, anything like that, the new Penitent Greaves are going to be awesome. But we'll get to itemization in a little while. We're talking about Infernal Hordes right now. So, first off, distinct audio cues have been added to signal the beginning and end of waves. Hey, what's up, Ryder and Nancy? How are you? It's great to see you guys. I say you guys as though it's you guys. It might be one entity for all I know. So, hi, Ryder and Izzy. um, so the compasses drop a lot more. Finally, they drop in Helltide. They drop from Whisper caches. They're much more prevalent now than they were in PTR. The drop rate of compasses within the activity itself have also been increased. Rewards from chests have been significantly increased, and the price of chests has been decreased. So that's a huge, huge point about Infernal Hordes. In PTR, it took 250 Aether to open the biggest chest, and it dropped like 1 GA item. So they really needed to make the the rewards better to encourage people to do it, and they needed to make it so that those rewards were easier to get, because you couldn't even get 250 Aether from running a single, even a tier 8 run. You were barely getting there if you could possibly get there. The drop rate for Abyssal Scrolls has been increased, so you can upgrade so if you have a tier 4 and you want to make it into a tier 8, you need the Abyssal Scroll to do it. So those have been increased. They're going to make it getting these they're not sigils, but they're compasses. They're going to make the getting of the compasses and the upgrading of the compasses much easier. Overall is the gist of this whole thing. And the rewards that you're getting and are easier to get, and they're better. Pets also can now pick up Aether, which is a good change. You don't have to run around picking that stuff up. Your pets will pick it up for you. Pets should pick up a lot more than they do. I heard somebody mention that in chat earlier about pets, and oh yeah, it was on the beach. Will pets now pick up everything? Not everything, but it'll pick up a lot. And I think they're still figuring out how to sort of remove rares from dropping, or not from dropping, but what pets should do is pick up all blues, all whites, blues, and yellows. Your pets should pick them up and eat them and turn them into mats in your inventory, just like in Diablo 3. There's no reason not to give that to us. It makes life easier. I can only imagine that the reason they're not doing it is because it's too hard to do with their the way they've built the game, or the way they've added pets as an entity in the game. But since pets can pick up so many other things, I got to imagine there's a way to make them pick up whites, blues, and yellows, and make them salvage those automatically like they do in Diablo 3. Okay, so that's everything that's new about Infernal Hordes. General, exploit weakness got nerfed into the ground. Exploit weakness had this executing all non-boss enemies. I was using it on my rogue. It was hilarious, dude. It would kill everything in the room. You'd build up your stacks. Doot, and when you saw 50 stacks go, you knew everything in the room was going to die. And it totally worked, and it was cool. I'm so disappointed that they nerfed it, but I can see why, because it was just devastating. But that doesn't do that anymore. From now on, exploit weakness. Hitting a vulnerable enemy has a 60% chance to increase your damage for 25, up to 25%. And then that bonus, that's still a pretty significant damage bonus of 25%, but it's not going to just execute everything in the room the way it was doing in PTR. And I was like, that was so cool. I loved that. It's an unwelcome nerf, but I'll take it. I mean, it was stupid, I'll admit it. Bjornfang's tusks, this is a druid thing, have been reworked and given a new name. It's all about cataclysm. So if you're building a druid and you're building it around the cataclysm skill, this new item is going to synergize well with it. Drop rates increased in Helltide for legendary items. Lots more Helltide changes. And then there's the big one that was mentioned earlier. which was everybody that does the group in the pit gets the same amount of materials, and that is huge, 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 overwhelmingly positively good. I wanted that really bad because I wasn't running pits with anybody because of it. I felt like it was a cheese. If I ran pits with other people, either they were getting ripped off a little bit or I was getting ripped off a little bit, and it just wasn't right. Um, Bug fixes. There's some bug fixes with a couple of skills. For Rogue, there were a lot of them. Um, and some of them are really important, like Advanced Flurry, getting damage from stacks if it was imbued. That's a huge one. So there's a couple of here. Um, the damage bonus from Malice being additive instead of multiple. So now Malice is just as strong as Exploit to add to your necklace. So it's like there's a lot of little things that you don't necessarily see that are big things in the game that will make you play differently or make your build that was previously somehow nippity broken. It'll open up some of those things. So it's really cool, man, some of the changes they're making. Thank you guys for all the likes, by the way. Thank you for the gift. Appreciate all of you guys who are hanging out. You guys are all uh, champs as far as I'm concerned. Thank you for being here. So Rogue got a lot of bug fixes. Sorcerer also got a pretty good chunk of bug fixes. Um, again, when you look further, I heard Sorcerer didn't really get too much love, but when you look at what they did for Sorcerer, it's kind of exciting to think about playing in a Sorcerer next season. So hey, what's up, Jose B? Thank you for the likes, man. Appreciate that. Thanks for hanging out, dude. Um, in general, there were some more little bug fixes with Azurath and unique items becoming account bound when they shouldn't be that way, and some other little this is and that's is. Non-boss monsters getting the damage reduction buff applied to bosses, which they're not supposed to, and just some little stupid things that were going on in PTR. Now, here's some nerfy type stuff that I got pissed at when I saw it. Worldly offensive. Now, in PTR, oh, I was so pissed when I saw this. In PTR, what's up? In PTR, critical strike damage, vulnerable damage, and overpower damage, and that was it on this tempering manual. There was only 3 choices, so you had a 33% shot of hitting your critical strike damage if that's what you wanted. And now that I see what they did here was they added overpower, or ultimate damage, I should say, to that manual, so now you only have a 25% chance of hitting it. And I was so excited because I thought that was really going to help tempering out. That manual having only 3 choices on it instead of 4, I thought that was really going to be a huge buff for tempering, and then they took it away. And I'm really kind of confused as to why they would do that. That really pissed me off. This is a nerf to me from, and not only that, but the Alchemist Control Rogue, which is something that's important to the Poison and Darius Poison Rogue, won't be available until they do the first patch, update patch. So that's a little bit of an kind of an oddment that we don't need. Why is that, right? So anyway, Barbarians got a knockback for movement speed buff thingy. Slayer's Finesse, vulnerable damage is on a different thing now. And if you want vulnerable damage, you're going to get a 1/3 shot. That's a nice thing, right? Or if you want bleeding damage, you want to do a bleed build, you got a 1/3 shot of getting your bleed damage tempering aspect, or affix, I should say. So there's a lot of good things going on here as well. Druid, yeah, they got I thought they got more, but we'll get down to some of the more interesting stuff. But here's this new item, the Mjolnir ring, that's going to synergize with Cataclysm, this whole Cataclysm druid that is being sort of crafted by Blizzard to be played. This is a new build that they're working on, or they're the updating of a build that should Should have power, really. Um, Necromancer got some interesting legendary aspects updated. Their Codex Path of Traggle unique boots got updated, and we'll go again over some of the uniques that are coming out for everybody going forward, especially the rogue ones. I'm excited to see the rogue ones. Rogue unique items: Shroud of Kandurus. Dark Shroud grants immunity for 3 seconds, but your evade cooldown is increased by who cares. Evading while Dark Shroud is active. Leads behind an explosion that does shadow damage and pulls in enemies. I love anything that pulls in enemies as a rogue because usually I want to do close-up damage to stuff as a melee rogue. So that's a buff. I like that armor. I could see potentially wearing it. That just there's a lot of exciting things happening here with these uniques that I'm interested to see what guys like Rob and Lucky Luciano and Udijo, obviously, and Rax Antarax, what the builds that they put together, Dioxide, Paragaming. I'm really interested to see what those folks put together for builds this coming season, utilizing these new uniques. I think that's going to be a very interesting wrinkle with the new uniques coming out because they showed them off yesterday and they're very cool. For Rogue, legendary aspects got buffed in a lot of cases. I'm not going to get into too much of the detail. This one was kind of interesting. Flurry dealing increased damage and having a chance to stun with each hit. And if you spam Flurry, that's a really good affix for you. Aspect, I should say. Um, Mobility skill damage, increasing energy got buffed. Sharpshooters it gets a bunch of little stuff that I probably won't use. Some aspects that look kind of interesting, but I'm not sure I'll use. Again, the rogue tempering recipes all have 4 choices. And I hope that's not like a general direction they're going in with this because I think they need to go with tempering recipes having 3, not 4. Having 4 screws it up, dude. Tempering's too hard when you have 4. If you have 3 on each menu, tempering becomes way less frustrating and you'll be bricking way less items, dude. This shit pisses me off. I'm sorry. I don't like it when I see 4 choices on my. They messed around with this last season and they messed around with it and they did the right thing and they put 3 on. And then when they release the live, they're releasing them with 4, and I don't like it. It pisses me off. Okay, Sorcerer got a lot of changes, a few legendary aspects, unique pants. Each class got a new unique. We'll look at all the uniques coming up. Aspects, tempering recipes. Look at what wizards get 3s and even a 2. 3, 3, 3. This was one of the things that made me excited about playing wizard. They got some neat stuff, dude. And their tempering manuals work. It's going to look silly to the wizard or sorcerer who wants critical strike on their stuff. Hey, what's up, Faceless? How are you, brother? Great to see you, man. Balance updates. So this is where you start to find out about classes getting nerfed and buffed. So the biggest thing I saw and should highlight when it comes to class balance is this. Up till now in the game, you would get 1% damage per 10 main stat that you have on your gear. And Paragon, everything total. So, in other words, if you had 2,000, right? If you had 2,000 dexterity, you'd get 10% of that as damage. So you get like a 20% damage buff, something like that. So the way that it's changed, people were complaining that it's not fair if you're a barbarian because you have 4 slots with weapons on them, which is 2 more than sorcerers and 2 more than necromancers. And if you're a barbarian, you have 2 more spaces for um, legendary aspects than everybody else, except for rogues, who are also advantaged in having 1 more legendary aspect than everybody else. So they said we got to balance this somehow and favor damage going to the wizards, sorcerers, necromancers, and druids. We want to balance those classes and make them do more damage. So here's how they did it. If you're a sorcerer, necromancer, or druid, you get 1% damage per 8 of your main stat from now on instead of 10. So do you understand the change? If you're a rogue, you get 1% damage for every 9 of your main stat. And then if you're a barbarian, you get 1% damage for every 10 of your main stat. Hey, what's up, John Van Watering? How are you? Thanks for joining, everybody. I'm glad you're all here to talk about Season 5 with me. Anybody wants to join and talk Season 5 with me, I will open it up. Good. Glad to hear it, John. Thanks for being around. We're just talking about Season 5 and kind of pre-capping the PTR notes from yesterday. Barbarians, okay, so they didn't get a damage buff like the other classes all got from their main stat. They did not. But they did get buffed. Bash got some interesting functionality changes, and you would call them nerf, because Bash Cleaves got nerfed very hard. Bash Barbarians, as you know them, will cease to exist. The Bash Cleaving portion of your Bash Barbarian, it will not do very much damage anymore. Bash Cleaves last season was the reason Bash Barbs worked in terms of being able to clear a room, because the Bash cleaved in an area in front of them for damage to everything. Area damage, X 100%. That's been nerfed down to like 70% instead of a few 100. So Bash Barbs are you'll have to build it differently. You're not going to build a Bash Barb the same way you built it last season. And we'll see what that looks like, I'm sure, when Clip gets a hold of Barbarians next season, what he does with them. I'm very eager to see what Cliptus does with Barbs. I'm sure actually everybody now. Cliptus really is pretty famous at this point. He's an up and comer. Rob knows who he is. Datmods knows who he is. He's partnered with Mobilytics at the website. He does builds for them. Barbarian. He's their Barbarian guy. So he does their featured builds on the Mobilytics website. He's for real, dude. Cliptus is for real. He's known. The Hawaiian Stallion. And I bring this up because he's almost at affiliate with Twitch. So if you are on at night, if you hang out at night and watch any streamers, watch Cliptus, dude. He's so close to making, and watch him on Twitch. He's so close to making affiliate, and he's really breaking out. So it's wonderful to see. Watch a guy who grew himself organically. He's just a really good dude. Everybody loves him. He's very clear. He's very smart. He knows what he's doing with builds. He's a very, very good content creator. He makes his own videos, and they work. So just a big time thumbs up and thanks to Cliptus, and a shout out to him, and certainly encourage you to watch his show too. If you want to play some good Barbarian, if you want to learn a lot about Barbarian, if you want to watch great Barbarian play, definitely check out Cliptus. So anywho, Hammer of the Ancients got buffed hard. And this all is from, since these red changes that they did are all new since they PTR. So I haven't even seen how much damage Rend will be doing, Hammer of the Ancients will be doing, Upheaval. they really pushed these new builds, and each one of those builds, by the way. Hey, what's up, Eric? How are you, brother? Each one of these builds has a unique weapon that goes and synergizes with it, so that you might want to even use, which wasn't the case before. So very exciting to see that coming into play, where we're going to get useful weapons, actually useful weapons. So this is all the stuff. Crazy big changes for barbarians. I won't go through it in detail, but there's a bunch of rend buffs. There's a bunch of Hammer of the Ancient buffs. There are upheaval buffs. And there are Iron Skin, Tactical Challenging Shout Kick, just kind of random other buffs to other stuff. But Iron Skin is a big buff. Barrier is amount by 5%, so it's 5% more staying alive. Juan Witt, what's up, man? Thick Skin got buffed. Concussion got nerfed a touch. Unconstrained got nerfed. Bridled Rage got nerfed hard. Or Unbridled Rage got nerfed hard. Walking Arsenal nerfed. Gushing Wounds nerfed. So all of the key passives, dude, got hit with the nerf bat. And, it's a little bit of a rough day for the Barbs, because a lot of their killer ability to do a shit ton of damage was based on their key passives. So it's a big day to be Barb and see all that coming down the pike. But I think also they made up for it in other areas. Like, instead of the damage coming from key passives for a Barbarian, it's now going to come from your synergized build. And maybe using a particular unique with a synergized build that gets you that damage boost. So I think it's a good move for Blizzard because it makes it easier for them to class balance and bring other classes into line with Barbarians, since Barbarian's been it's been really the beautiful, lovely, shining class that's shined on the mountain since the beginning of the game, really. So some other changes to the legendary aspects that buff them. Hey, what's up, Dupuis TV? How are you? Thanks for hanging out and saying hi. Gore's devastating grips explosion size and is now affected by increases to whirlwind size. That's huge. That means the explosion side on Gore's gets bigger. If you use those gloves at all, I never did. I don't think. Unless they were standard on one particular bash build, I think. Some of the glyphs got buffs and nerfs. No, that's a buff. Tempering. Bash cleave reduced. There's the bash cleave hardcore nerf right there. Very hard nerf. See that? From 85, 95, 105 to 15, 17 and a half, and 20. So basically almost 1/5. They've been reduced down to 1/5 of their previous values. So that means you can't just cleave in front of you for 300% damage anymore like you could before. Barbarian Protection Manual is gone. Flay Duration moved. Then we go to Druid. Again, a lot of changes for Druid. Buffs, almost exclusively buffs to Druid. What's up, K-Ship? What's up, Ben Temple? Landslide and Shred buffed across the board. Cataclysm now more consistently hits enemies with lightning strikes and has particular, this is where you can say, also has a particular ring or unique, and they should make a note of this because it's really important, that the Cataclysm build has a unique ring that synergizes extremely well with it. The new build for Lacerate. Grizzly Rage. Blood Howl is now always a shout skill, not just when using Night Howlers. A lot of buffs to Druid, dude. Passives buffed across the board. Passives, new ones, even since that we haven't even seen yet, buffed across the board. Legendary aspect buffs across the board for Druid. 10%, across the board. 15% to the Blurred Beast. They're trying to make these aspects more worth using, and they've done a nice job. I think we don't even really know what Druid is going to be capable of yet. We have no idea because we haven't really seen a lot of these changes that are here in red. Everything that's here in red have never been live before, not even in PTR. So we really don't even know what Druid is going to do, dude. Druid is going to be the X Factor class this coming season. And again, I'm waiting to see who is going to be the Druid, who is going to be the person that brings out the best Druid build. Will it be Wudijo? Will it be Rob? Or will some newcomer pull the new Druid out of its hat? Because there's so much that's changed with Druid. It's up for grabs, dude. It's anybody's ball game. If you love Druid, this is a great time to be like make some videos for Druid. Because you're going to have so much new stuff to play with. Buffs across the board. Necromancer, huge buffs. And sorely needed buffs, by the way. I'll agree. What's up, Brian Rosales? How are you, man? Zephyr 4, what's up? Hagrid, what's up? Hey, great to see you. I watch your stuff, man. How are you? Hope you're well. Skills. Lucky Chance has been increased for across the board. So again, big buffs for Necro across the board. Aspects buffed across the board. Some of them huge buffs. Bone Prism burst damage increased by a factor of 10. Almost. Hey, Brian, how are you, man? Hope you're having a great Friday. We're just talking about Season 5 and what's coming. And I'm getting a little too detailed, even more than I intended to here. But especially with Necromancer, there's so many changes. Again, I would say Necromancer is going to be fun next season, and it's going to be a good season to be trying to build Necromancer builds. Everything got buffed. All this red is brand new, has never been live before, not even in PTR. So what that means is there's synergistics that are going to be happening that we've never had a chance to play with yet. Buffed tempering recipes for Necro. So not only did they get new tempering recipes, but the ones that they have gotten have been buffed since they landed. They've never been live before. These have never been live before. Shadow damage over time, darkness damage increases, blood damage increases, blood overpower increases, damage while fortified increases. All of those have never been live before. So we're really excited to play with these things and see what synergies. And then again, I add for Necromancer a brand new unique and existing uniques recrafted to synergize with Necromancer builds. So uniques become extremely important, especially alongside these changes that are coming. Rogue. Do they show all the new legendary aspects yet? Yes, they do. I'm going to show them all in a minute. We're coming to it. In fact, I'm going to skip down to that because that's the juiciest stuff. I mean, I want to talk Rogue. There's so much Rogue change. Blade Shift got buffed. Primary core. We got core stats buffed across the board. Rogue's got a lot. All right, let's go down and take a look at these weapons, dude. Let's take a look at these uniques because this will spark a lot of conversation. Rogue's got a lot of love and change. We got buffs almost across the board. See how much rogue stuff there is? I'm just scrolling through it. I'm not even close to done with it. Huge rogue changes, dude. Lots of rogue stuff. Here's where Sorcerer begins. Sorcerer got huge changes and buffs across the board. Yes, Brian. Absolutely, B. 100%. There was so much change to Sorcerer, it's not even funny. All right, let's get to the good stuff. Bug fixes, yada yada. A lot of this stuff is worth mentioning. But we want to see some of this stuff, dude. Ring of Starless Skies now has attack speed on it. Lucky hit chance is increased on it. Critical strike chance is increased by a lot. And instead of core skill damage, they added core skill ranks. So now you're starting to be able to push into like having 15, 16, 17 ranks for all your core skills. Like if you throw on a Harlequin's Crest, and then you have a unique that also adds core skills or a specific core skill. So that's the Ring of Starless Skies. Doombringer is a total defense piece. Everything about Doombringer screams defense. 114 all stats, max life bonus, damage reduction, and a chance to heal life on lucky hit. Plus damage reduction on the main aspect. So absolutely Doombringer is for defense. It's going to help you stay alive. Hey, Kyle, thank you for liking the live. Artius, thanks for hanging out. Or Artillus. I'm not sure if it's Artius or Artillus, but either way, thanks for being here, brother. Thanks for the likes, too, guys. Hey, we got a new follower. Brian Rosales, thank you, man. Everything is going good, Kyle. I'm just talking about Season 5, and we skipped a whole lot of really important stuff so we could look at these new weapons. These new uniques. So I have Aryan Spear of Lycander. All stats, movement speed on a weapon. That's weird, right? You don't see that. Movement speed and a good serious chunk of movement speed on a weapon. Resist to all. Another crazy wild card stat on a weapon. And then up to so you do this, you're almost done. You don't have to put anything in your movement speed on your boots, or you have an amulet slot you can do something else with, right? Chance to restore primary. This is a sick weapon. And here's the Grandpappy. You know, we got to take a look at the Grandpappy, right? It goes to double the all stats, more maximum life. Instead of durability loss, we have maximum resource gain of 20. And then it does, instead of 56% damage, it does 300% damage. And the other properties can roll higher than normal. So it's crazy, dude. It's crazy. The Grandpappy is pretty sick. What's up, Scott Clark? How are you, man? Thanks for hanging out for a sec. Great to see you. Hope you're well and hope you're smiling. Here's the Melted Heart. If you're into the Melted Heart, another very strong defensive piece. Lucky hit chance is now added to this piece. If you're a rogue, you like that. Movement speed, okay, great for a neck, and it's even more than we had before. Damage reduction while healthy. Instead of damage while healthy, damage reduction while healthy. Hey, what's up, Bathing? I think this is interesting because this goes to even further defense. They changed this piece to make it even more defensive than it was before. So clearly, two of the uniques are seriously geared towards defense. Ring of Starless Skies, or excuse me, Doombringer, I should say, and a Melted Heart are both extremely defensive pieces. It's fair to say if you put each of those on, you'd be very hard to kill. And now that takes us to another extremely awesome defensive piece, Tyrael's Might. This thing got some major changes, dude. DLC drops on October 8th, Kyle. October 8th. But the new season that's about to drop with all these changes we're talking about today, that drops on Tuesday coming up. These things I'm talking about right now drop Tuesday. And it's super cool. I'm excited as hell for it. Super hype, super hype, super hype. Yeah. Tyrael's Might got major overhaul. First of all, it has ignored durability loss now as an inherent instead of the grandfather. It got movement speed added to it, which is like, what? Movement speed on a chest? When else are you going to get that, dude? Max resist to all elements boosted by 7.5%. So instead of 70, you have 77.5% max resist. 60% all resist instead of 11.2. So now I'm done with all resist, right? I'm almost done with all my resistance if I put Tyrael's Might on. And I get a movement speed buff. I get 20% damage reduction instead of 10. This is a freaking sick piece, dude. This is a sick piece. With GA, that is an absolute must-have with GA. Absolute must-have. I can't even believe this piece, dude. I can't. Hey, by the way, my name's Dante Benuto. It's right there in the middle for you guys on TikTok. I usually stream every day from 1:30 till 5 o'clock, Monday through Friday. And I'm on Twitch, I'm on TikTok, and I'm on YouTube. So I'm really glad you're here, and I hope to see you again if you're here to see me, and I'm really glad you're hanging out. So if you haven't already, hit that follow button so we can see each other again. Please do. And turn on notifications so you'll know when I come on, because I'd love to see you again, man, if we haven't already connected. And thank you for those of you who have been my friend and followed me. I really appreciate it. Tyrael's Might is sick, dude. And Dariel's Visage is sick, dude. Instead of 18 all stats, you get 77, so about 4 times as much. Instead of life steal, you're getting life on hit, which is, it's kind of the same thing, but better. Attack speed increases by a factor of 3. That's insane. And maximum poison resist goes from is added on. So instead of poison resist here, you get maximum poison resistance. So if you throw this on with Andariel's Might, now you have 87.5 poison resist, capability, which is crazy. And you might need that for some of these deep hits that you're going to be doing. Last but not least, Harley, everybody's favorite. We all love the Harlequin crest. You got maximum life buffed a little bit. You still have cooldown reduction, but now instead of 7, you're getting 20% cooldown reduction. That's insane. Instead of resource generation, you're going to get armor, which is awesome. And instead of all stats, you're going to get maximum resource. So you can get your armor capped just by having Harlequin crest and a percent armor amulet, which is crazy because then I have my chest and pants open for other aspects. I don't have to use them for armor. Hey, what's up, you guys? Thanks for joining. Great to see you guys. Fred McDermott, Christopher Hack. Great to see you. Thanks for hanging out. We're just going over some of the changes on Season 5. I want to go take a look at these rogue uniques. Hey, what's up, Fred? I want to take a look at these rogue uniques. But before we do, I want to just take one more look at Tyrael's Might. You sent me a friend request last night. Thank you, man. I'll grab it when I log in. I didn't play last night. Tyrael's Might is really got some major league buffing, dude. It really got buffed. I mean, this piece fits in every build. This is like Harlequin's crest to me now. I have to have it. This is the grandfather. I have to have it. You have to have a Tyrael's Might, dude. Look at the movement speed, max resist to all elements increase, total resist to all elements, and DR. Not to mention the little buff of having the little, holy bolts shooting out all the time. Forget about everything else. But, dude, this is a sick, sick piece. It's a sick piece, dude. I have to have it. It's a Harlequin crest. It's probably, to me, better than Harlequin crest at this point. If I were to rank them, if I were to rank the Uber Uniques, I think I would put this near the top, if not at the top of the list. This is S tier to me. This is S tier material. I would say also S tier material is the grandfather with the new 300% damage. Brian, I'm a rogue first and foremost. I play rogue as my major, and I play barbarian as my minor. Those are my two favorites. But I also love sorcerer, and I'll play a sorcerer too. Don't you count me out on that one. I'll grab a source. Hey, thanks for the TikTok game controllers, Kyle. So I don't know if you saw, but we do this thing called Riffs for gifts. So anytime anyone sends me a gift, I play you a riff. There's your riff, buddy. Thank you for the gift. I appreciate it. We like to incorporate the music into the game as often as possible. Rob was rocking a whirlwind upheaval barb critting billion crits. Yeah, upheaval is going to be sick, dude. And I'll show you why. I'll show you why upheaval is going to be sick. So let's go down to the barbarian uniques, because this is where they've really outdone themselves, and you're going to have to rethink how you look at uniques next season. All of those guys who make builds, all of those dudes that make builds, Rob, Raxantarax, Woodigio, I go with the rogue guys, right? So I'm Paragaming, Luck Luciano, Dioxide. Those are my go-to guys, right? So they're all going to have to rethink how uniques fit into their builds next season. Because look at this, dude. You mentioned upheaval. Whirlwind upheaval. Let's take a look at the Hellhammer. The new Hellhammer, dude, and how it buffs upheaval. So first of all, you get a huge strength buff. You get upheaval size, so you don't have to roll it onto your weapons. You have more slots to do what you want on your weapons. You get +6 ranks to upheaval potentially there on that item. You get +4 potentially ranks to wallop also on that item. And then upheaval's damage has been buffed massively over 4 seconds. Increased by X%, multiplicatively increased by X% for every 100 strength you have. So again, they've done a really amazing thing in taking a particular build and then taking a particular unique and synergizing them, so you have to rethink, oh, those aren't garbage anymore, dude. I might have to really consider a Hellhammer, or at least level with one, because it fits with my little leveling build that I'm using. So maybe in the end game you're not using Hellhammer, but maybe you are. Maybe you have a Hellhammer, 2 one-handed weapons, and a Grandfather in your arsenal as a barbarian. Then you're playing Whirlwind Upheaval. Fred, that's the plan, dude. But hey, what's up? Uh, I'm gonna say Aboba. Thank you for liking the live. I appreciate it. Um, so this is sick, dude. The Hellhammer is crazy. Overkill. If you like Death Blow, or if you ever thought about Death Blow as a skill, here we are. Strength, vulnerable damage, physical damage, a huge chunk of physical damage, I might add, and up to 6 ranks of Death Blow. And then Death Blow creates a shockwave. Instead of just hammering the ground, it creates a shockwave dealing 42% base damage to enemies. To enemies who die, also reset the cooldown. So we're looking at if you could potentially make Death Blow useful in a build with this. This and 2 one-handers and a Grandfather. Yeah. I'm going to show you a rogue weapon that's kind of subtly intriguing. If you're a pen shot rogue, it's I think it's Eaglehorn that's your baby. Instead of this tripe, you get attack speed. You get chance for pen shot to cast twice. I don't have to roll that onto my two-hander anymore. It's automatically on my two-hander. Ranks of pen shot on my weapon. Ranks of malice on my weapon. And if you remember, malice is now multiplicative. So now you've got more damage coming to your rogue through your malice. And if you have a neck that has ranks of malice on it, now you have even more ranks of malice. They're making it easier for you to get ranks of passives that you really like. And I love that. I love that for this game. Because you can synergize your gear with your Paragon boards, with your build in the way you like to play. And I freaking love that for this game. They're making these uniques a lot smarter. Now, from what I heard, and I didn't really understand it, uniques can drop with tempers on them, but you can't temper them yourself. It's possible for a unique to drop with a temper on it, I guess, but you cannot temper a unique, I guess is the way they're doing it this season. Now, that's what I understood as I understood it. I don't really get it. I guess we'll see it when it drops because they didn't really get into explaining that very much. But we'll hear more, I'm sure, as the season starts on how that all works. I don't know how that works. That'd be fun to look for sure, man. If you're a rogue, you're gonna love that. And there's for every class, dude, there are uniques that are gonna knock your socks off. Let's take a look at Sorcerer. I want to show you the gloves. Yeah. No, not this one. Not this one. Where were those fireball gloves, dude? They had 2 uniques that I was blown away by. And they were both fireball. I was like, I want to make a fireball sorcerer. Here it is. Gloves of the Illuminator. Here it is. Here's your gloves of the Illuminator now. Your fireball attack speed is higher. You get mana when a fireball explodes. You get ranks of fireball, and you get critical strike chance, right? This was actually pretty good already, but they also buffed they buffed it. Instead of primary lucky hit chance to get primary resource, you just get it when a fireball explodes. Will the UN drop everywhere or only on Ubers? The UN, what do you mean the UN? Yes, Fists of Fate for Rogue. I wanted to go to Sorcerer because I want to show some other stuff besides my favorites. I want to show some things that other people might love. So imagine these gloves, and then also no, it wasn't Raymond to the Infinite. What was the chest? Or there was another fireball piece that went right with it. It was a ring, perhaps. Nope, it was the Staff of Endless Rage. Thank you, Fred. Yes, we're talking on items now. Dude, look at the staff, dude. 312 intelligence, core stat right there. That's damage. Thank you, Fred, by the way. Uh, Fireball projectile speed increase. Chance for fireball to be cast twice. I don't have to roll it on. And 6 ranks of fireball, which can also increase when I masterwork my gear. It's insane. You could put that with those gloves and have a sick fireball sorcerer, the start of a 6 fireball sorcerer build. Hi. Hi, hi. Hi, Matty Matt. So, yeah, we got some really cool stuff coming down the pike, is the upshot of all of this. For Necro, Black River. Everybody was always after this piece. It's got 3 times the intelligence it used to have. And another rank of Fueled by Death. It also got buffed overall. With the shield, you can do Linda's Wall. What site is this? This is the Blizzard patch notes from news.blizzard.com. This is Blizzard's own site, Ryan. And they did a nice job of sharing what the uniques and Ubers look like. Show the shield, sure. Lidless Wall. Instead of thorns, they've added total armor. So again, you don't have to have armor on your gear as much because you're getting you might not have to roll it onto your neck or have it on your gear because you're going to have it on this if you have this piece equipped. I love what they've done with inherents, dude. They've made some of them really much better. Oh, there's another rogue change. Bow. The inherent on bow is no longer damage to distant. It's now critical strike damage. So you're going to have another way to get critical strike damage pounded onto your stuff. It's great. In Bone Storm, the aspect got buffed by 15% to the top end, which is great. All the uniques needed a serious buff, dude. What's up, Chewbacca? How are you? I love that name. How are you, man? Or how are you? I hope you're well. Rylan, what's up? Thanks for joining the live. Good, Chewbacca. Good, good, good. Thanks for stopping in, Chewbacca, and saying hi. I appreciate that. Rylan, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you. Andrew Speard, thanks for being here all day. Shane, of course, Fred McDermott Modest, thanks for stopping by and being here all day with me, you guys. I appreciate you. As we go through some of these uniques. Season 5 is Tuesday. It starts on Tuesday at about, I'm going to guess at this a bit, but I'm going to say noon PDT. Yeah, I know. I wish it was this weekend. One of the biggest requests I saw that I agreed with was, can we start the season on Friday just like Diablo 3? Please. Please, can we start seasons on Fridays? Hate how they make a unique bound to one skill like Bone Storm. Um, I think they've made it smart. What they're doing is they're trying to make these uniques more valuable to a particular skill build, and that's the only way they're going to be useful. They said we can patch an hour before. They said actually, Fred, that they will be able to patch 1 hour before the season begins, unless they changed it. But yeah, Friday in the evening time, where when everybody's done with their weekend, and you can start your weekend with hey, let's start our weekend off with a nice Diablo 4 new season. That would be so awesome. I don't understand why they wouldn't do that. So yeah, thank you for liking the live, guys. I appreciate all the likes. That's a lot of likes for a few people. So I appreciate the tappy taps. Pizza and Diablo Friday night. Let's get it right. What's this Tuesday afternoon stuff? I've got to take the day off Tuesday so I can start the Diablo season on time if I want to. Are you going to really be a hardcore player or be retired? You're going to know life it, been avoiding info because you don't want to see where the Barb landed on the tier. Well, here's the thing, dude. Even if you, I'm not going to do you any spoilers. I'm already done mostly talking about all this stuff, so you've avoided all of my spoilers that I could possibly throw at you, and that's a good thing. But we don't know where anybody's going to end up because of the way they did these things. Here's one thing I will tell you that's not really a spoiler, but it's something you'll want to know based on where Barbs land on the tier. Because I'm a Barb fan too. And by the way, if you're a barbarian person, I highly, highly recommend that you follow Cliptus. Hey, thanks for following the live, Jubaka. Appreciate that, man. So, Cliptus, Cliptis on YouTube is my barbarian god. Yes, he's my clan leader. He's a good friend of mine, and he is the boss of bosses when it comes to barbarian builds. So if you like him or if you know who he is, yeah, check him out, dude. He streams live in the nighttime. He lives in Hawaii, so he's about eight hours behind me. So he starts streaming like midnight my time. I'm Central Time. I'm in Chicago. So he streams late at night, from 12:30 until like 4 in the morning. But he's the Barb Master. He he recently was rated by Rob2628. He was recently rated by Dat Mods. He's pretty well known in the Barb community at this point. And it's been really, I was even saying earlier, it's been nice to watch him rise to prominence. He's a very cool guy. He deserves every fan he gets, believe me. He would do anything for you. He personally ran me through Lilith. He didn't have to do that. He's got plenty of people that could do it. No, yeah, no, he's great. He's an up and comer. Silu, what's up, man? How are you? Thanks for joining. So, yeah, I'll break off talking about the patch that's dropping Tuesday because I don't want to give too many spoilers to Chewbacca. He says he's been avoiding the spoilers and avoiding the info. So let's leave it at that. We've spent enough time. We watched. Seems like Bash Barb is going to be. You'll have to build your Bash Barb differently, Ethan. You won't be building your Bash Barb with Cleave, just the Barb tier. Okay, we'll leave that alone. What I will talk about is some of the other classes that you're not expecting to be as good, being better, like Sorcerer and Druid. Druid is the wild card, dude. Druid's the X factor. If I was a betting man, I would say somebody will make a career this season off of making a great Druid. And hopefully it won't be one of the guys that already has a career. I hope there's a new person that comes out with the Druid build and everyone's like, holy crap, there's our new Druid master. um, and they make videos and they do a great job with Druid. I would love to see that come out. And a new person arise on the Druid. I think it's going to be very possible with Druid because there's been so many so many changes. And the last thing I'll say about Season 5 today is it's only a 2-month season. It starts on Tuesday and it ends October 8th. That's 2 months. 2 months and 2 days to be specific. For them to have packed this many changes into a very short season is really awesome for us as players. It shows that they give a crap about the game and they're going to keep making it better no matter what. And that's the most important thing to me. So there you go. There you have it. That's my take on Season 5. Now, before I move on to the game and actually log in, who's been watching the Olympics? Have you guys been watching the Olympics at all? I'm curious if the X-Pack is going to be as big of a change as Reaper of Souls. I am too, dude. I don't know how they could. What do they have for us besides a new class? That will be very interesting to see. I'm Catholic, so there's my answer. I'm curious if, dude, it better be for $50. The X Pack had better be loaded with upgrades, dude. It better be a whole new game for $50, Chewbacca. There's going to be a whole new region, whole new place to explore, probably a bunch of new mechanics. All the classes will be reworked. There'll be the new class of Spiritborn. Raids will be a part of the game. Hopefully that'll be endgame content, and it should be very fun. I'm very much looking forward to seeing how the X-Pack plays out. I doubt they'll do a Season 6 PTR just because of that alone. Everything will be very hush-hush. Reaper of Souls was a game changer, dude. Yeah. You're 100% right. Reaper of Souls was a absolute, game changer for Diablo 3. It was when they reworked their loot. Remember, they created all those legacy items and they reworked all the loot. They created sets. That was a big game changer for Diablo 3 and made Diablo 3 a smash. For me, Diablo 3 was a smash hit anyway. I loved Diablo 3 when it first came out, but Reaper of Souls made it the game that it became, which was and is. I think will go down in history as one of the great all-time action RPGs, and I can't understand why people knock it so hard. Yeah, it was a little more childish and colorful and Careberry, but I don't care. Those things did not bother me in the least. I still enjoyed the game immensely. It was a fast-paced game, pretty simplistic in terms of build, but it was very accessible and highly fast-paced. Yeah, they really screwed Deckard out. That's not fair. And poor Tyrael, by the way, too, suspended in history. Question about new mythic items. No new Uber uniques. No. There's no new Uber uniques, but they've reworked all the existing Uber uniques and made them much better. No new mythic items. The existing mythic items have been reworked to be better than they were. Because they needed to be, because if you're going to put them in instead of an aspect, it better be good. Because I can get five affixes onto a regular piece of gear, and I'm not really willing to give up an affix unless the aspects and affixes that you're giving me on the Uber are awesome, and they weren't last season. They were just good. Ubers last season weren't very Uber. I think I did a whole post about it. Ubers this coming season will be extremely Uber. I can't wait, dude. When I need a Tyrael's Might. I have to have one in my life. They're so good. They can't be ignored. Okay, Chewbacca, thanks. Nice to meet you too, brother. Hope we see Hoda builds. You absolutely will see Hoda builds go up, dude. Hoda builds will go up. Is the staff back that gives you the random buff? Yes, it is. I'll show it right now. It's the Spear of Lycander. Afharion's Spear of Lycander you're talking about. Here you go. This is for you, Fred. Yeah, Hoda is going to make a comeback, dude. I think Hoda, and I think you'll see Upheaval make a comeback. And you might even see Rend. They've done some interesting things with the uniques. Look at, dude, now it has movement speed on it and resistance to all. It's like the ultimate stat stick, dude. This is the ultimate stat stick. All stats, movement speed, all resist, and a chance to restore primary resource, which if you're either a source or a necro, you probably really want that. But druid. And then you get the random shrine effects once every 30 seconds. That's pretty sick. Yeah, man. It's going to be a good season. And now that we know so much about this season, it makes playing this season 4, tough. Your rogue needs a bow. You know, I'm not going to worry about my Heartseeker rogue this season, dude. If anything, I'll make a Heartseeker rogue in season 5. That could be the way I end up going. Or if not Heartseeker, a pen shot rogue. I don't like playing ranged rogues, dude. I prefer playing my rogue as a melee. And one of the things I'm most kind of frustrated with about the game current state of rogue is how they're, I wouldn't say forcing you, but they're almost forcing you to play rogue as a ranged class like Demon Hunter. I wonder how badly they will nerf things after the first day. They don't do that, Modest. They've promised us that we'll never have a season 1 nerf like we had again. Then you got to dodge and disappear. All right, that's why we have skills like concealment and smoke grenade, so we can play stealth rogue. So we can sneak up, backstab, move, stick and move, baby. That's how I like to play rogue. Average Jonesy, what's up, man? How are you? Happy Friday. Happy Friday to all of you who are hanging out. Thank you. By the way, we were just going over some Diablo patch notes. There's so many huge, chunky changes to this season coming up. It's not even fair. You can't really even get it all in. So, yeah, man, the game's got a lot going for it right now. And like you said, when the new DLC drops, it's going to be a game changer as well. What's up with who? What's up with them? Meaning what? I'm sorry. What did I say that I missed? Let's get Fred going. We've been talking so long, we haven't played anything. And we got to party up with Fred and hang out. Unless Fred's working. Oh, you're working, man? Ah, bummer. Ah, sucks. Well, we'll do some pit runs and we'll do some stuff later. All right, let's see. Where am I and what am I doing? If I'm gonna, yeah, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do it with this guy. Sarah, what's up? How are you? We just finished talking through some season 5 stuff and going over the new uniques and the new Uber uniques and the changes to classes. Are you going to play a sorcerer next season, Sarah? Yeah. You've got some great stuff coming your way for sorcerers next season. Did you see the patch notes? Did you look at any of that, or do you care? Or are you just gonna? Yes. Well, that's why I asked. Did you look at the patch notes for sorcerer at all? You like being surprised. Okay, I won't say anything then. No spoilers. Okay, so instead, before I start playing, hey, somebody sent me a message. I got a couple of messages. Oh, okay, there we go. Battle Ooze and Maja. And there's Lady B. You got about 6 Ubers yesterday? Maja, that's you. Cool, man. All right, so here's my question. Who's been watching the Olympics in any capacity, even a little bit? And from those crafted a greater affix Shaco, you did? I tried that twice and failed at it. I got 2 regular Shakos, no greater affix. That's awesome, Sarah. Congratulations. That's a pretty solid day at the races, huh? You put in a couple hours, you got six Ubers and recrafted yourself a GA Shaco. Ooh. It's too bad it didn't happen earlier in the season, though. You could have used it for a lot longer. Who's been watching the Olympics? I have some Olympics chat that I want to do. Who's an Olympic nut? Anybody? Or is this about to fall on deaf ears? I'm not really a nut with it, but I'm watching it. And the reason I even ask is, yeah, total crickets, right? Nobody cares about the Olympics. I'm not like Mr. Hey, what's up, Dallin? How are you, man? Dallin Reeve, what's up? I'm not like Mr. America guy. I'm not like Jingo at all. I'm not like America, fuck yeah. That's not me. Women's beach volleyball. So I'm not like Mr. America guy. But even when I see an athlete get up there, and it's not even America, but whatever country they're from, when they win a gold medal and they're up there and they hear their national anthem played, and you can see some of them are like truly humbled and truly grateful. You used to love it, but some country don't even participate anymore. It's strange. Like who? Well, it's expensive to have an Olympic team, that's for sure. It costs a lot of money to send somebody to the Olympics. It's something else to see somebody like you miss Russia. Well, I would say I would miss them too. I just wish they'd stop cheating. And I don't condone anybody cheating, by the way. Americans have cheated as well. It's been proven. So it'd be nice to see everybody stop cheating and just have some honest to goodness even play without the drugs and the performance enhancing yada yada yada. And that goes for Lance Armstrong, as well as it goes for all the Russian athletes and anybody else in the world who cheats, dopes, whatever they doping is. What's up, Nick? How are you, man? I'm just talking a little bit of Olympics before we go into before we go into the game. You're a Winter Olympics guy? So, like downhill skiing, ski jump, long jump with skiing, um, ice hockey. I love ice hockey, man. I'm an ice hockey guy. Yeah, man, I love ice hockey. I'm an NHL hockey fan as well as the Olympics. Um, long. You know what also is cool is the biathlon, right? Cross country skiing with shooting. I'm a dude. You're kidding me. You're kidding me. Okay, stay right there. Dude, that's my signed Messier jersey that Mrs. Benuto got me. I'm a huge Ranger fan. I watch every game. I'm so with you, dude. He's the greatest captain of all time, probably. The Monkey Man, dude. I'm getting chills just thinking about it. That's so great. That's so cool, Fred. Yeah, me too. Since I was a little kid, I grew up in New York. I grew up in Westchester County, New York, and I lived in New Jersey for a little while. When I was going to college, I went to DeVry Technical Institute in Woodbridge, New Jersey, and I lived on the Rutgers campus, actually, in Rutgers off-campus housing. You're in San Diego? Very cool. Yep. Very cool. You have made it. You made it out of Jersey. Well done. Not an easy place to escape from. Oh, in the military, right on. Very cool. I used to live in Los Angeles, and thank you, by the way. I'll leave it at that. I won't say the whole thing like people do. People make a great show of saying thank you, don't they? Yeah. so so I'm not like a jingo by any means, but when I see an athlete win a gold medal and they're super proud of their accomplishment, it gives me the chills, dude. It really does. And then I didn't know this, but I was reading about it today and I thought it'd be a cool thing to share, which is that the Olympic athletes this year that win medals, not gold medals, but any medal, they get to take home a literal piece of the Eiffel Tower in their medal. Every Olympic medal has a piece of the Eiffel Tower embedded in it, in that little hexagon you see in the middle that they have created out of iron. That iron came off the Eiffel Tower. Can't even believe it. It's so cool. Gold, silver, and bronze medals all have a little piece of wrought iron from the Eiffel Tower itself. So if you win a medal at the Olympics, not only do you win a medal, you win a little piece of the world. You win a little piece of history, of France, which is a very, has a lot of significance. I thought that was a really cool thing to do. Wow, everybody left when I started talking about the Olympics, dude. Are the Olympics hated? I thought the Olympics were things that were a thing that were liked. I thought they were popular. At least Sarah and Fred are still here, so that's cool. Thank you too. Thanks for not splitting on me. I got all patriotic and everybody split. Talk about the purple guy? Who's the purple guy? Oh, or from opening ceremonies. I didn't watch the opening ceremonies. That's where I'm kind of weird. Like, I didn't watch the opening ceremony. Just show me some sports, man. Why is all this? Pomp and circumstance. Just show me some sports, man. What is going on here? Okay. Something's weird. Do I have my helmet on? Yeah, I have it on. Yeah. Okay. I'm like, what's going on here? Going very slow. Came out of the purple guy came out of the dish. They always do some funky stuff, dude. Any word on the cow level? People always ask about it and they never address it. They seem to ignore it. Like they look at it like that's the bad. That was the bad time of Diablo 4's lifetime. Like they don't want to acknowledge the cow level. There should be a cow level. I don't understand why there isn't. You don't have to have Whimsyshire again, but definitely have a cow level. I liked Whimsyshire too. I see no reason not to bring Whimsyshire back either. Okay, I'm stuck in a dead end. Is that what was going on there? Yeah. Lost in the vortex. From the spine to the top of the cerebral cortex. Oh, it's the sea bitch. She is such a pain in the ass. You're a pain in the ass, lady. Ow. What happened there? And again. Ow. Come on, Chuck. Come on. Chucky lady. Don't make me drink again. He's chasing me around. But I don't want to be caught. Well, that was slow. I'm off my game, dude. I haven't played enough lately. I'm off my game. Hey, what's up? Welcome back, Andrew's Beard. How are you? Thanks for coming back, man. Good to see you again. We're just doing some pit. No good reason to do it other than there's nothing else to do. The pit is kind of dead for me, actually. What I should do is play some Diablo 3. But that game feels too slow. I don't feel like playing under-leveled right now. If I had a character already leveled up, I would play D3. Yeah, I should be taking a break too, man. But I always come on to see if anybody needs help or if they want to run for Ubers or whatever possibilities might be there for people wanting to play. Yeah, you guys are doing pits? No Path of Exile 2 for me. No. I'm gonna... I'm going to pass on Path of Exile 2, dude. It's too deep. It's too far for me. It's the bar to entry for that game is just too high. I don't want to become a. Somebody put it. It might have been you, Fred, who said, "I don't want to have to work on my doctorate in Path of Exile." I'm not going for my doctorate here. Oh, because I'm running Tyrion's way. That's what's doing it. Did you play Bard's Tale? I did not. Tell me why I should, and I will, dude. Is it good? I love D&D style games, so I probably would like it. Tell me about the Bard's Tale, dude. What's good about it? Turn-based combat, I'm all about it. It's so stress-free way to play. It's a fun way to play games, dude. I like turn-based combat. In fact, I loved Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 for the turn-based combat. You need Neath Iron for your sorcerer, right on. I wish I could give you mine. I have a couple thousand sitting in my bank that I probably won't use. Story was a little bit whack, but it felt rewarding when you got loot. Right on. I like that feeling. I like the loot dopamine feeling. Why do you feel like the story was whacked? When you say whack, do you mean like bad? Not a good storyline, but good gameplay. Kind of like Final Fantasy. Like a little kidsy. Yeah, gotcha. I don't mind that so much. I played Genshin Impact way too long. I got to a point in Genshin Impact where I was like, either I'm going to play this game seriously or I'm not playing it at all. And I decided not to play it. I love seeing this type of rogue. I haven't played with this type of rogue too often. So Pit's got monotonous this season, that's for sure. They need more endgame content to complement Pit's. And I don't know, but I'm hoping that Infernal Compasses fill that gap. Ow, hey. What the hell got me? Okay. Just kill her. Don't even bother getting me up. You can kill her. I'm probably just gonna die again, and I don't know why. I don't know why I died the first 2 times, to be honest with you. many one-shots. So next season there won't be nearly as many one-shot mechanics in these fights as there were. Boss health will be much lower across the board. But she is hanging in there, isn't she? She don't want to die. Still hanging in there. Stubborn. That's a stubborn lady. Impressive. Yeah, the nice clutches there, Sarah, getting me up. Thank you for that. I want to see some oranges pop. Let's take a look. The only thing we got was this. Strength, max life, overpower damage. That's not horrifying. But I would never use it. I wouldn't use it. Oh, boy. Let me take a look at what I have in the bags. I thought I was in a party with you, lady. I thought that was you. I'm glitching. Oh boy. I do, Fred. In fact, I highly think you should. I think you should join it. Alright, I am lagging hard, so I am going to restart the game. You'll leave yours next week. Everyone is selfish in yours. Oh, okay. So, for me, the Discord is the clan. We will invite you to the in-game clan as well. But the clan for me to join is our Discord. Whoa. I got to restart the game. Okay, so I'm going to first invite you to our Discord. So, Fred, in our clan, people will run with you like that. It'll be a thing. We'll all run. And we have clan events where we bring people with clan materials. So you don't even have to use your mats. Or you bring one rotation's worth and you get to go through like 8. So, in fact, we're doing a leveling event to start the season. So if you're going to be online when the season begins, like I will, you can join a whole bunch of people and level up together, and it goes a lot faster and it's fun. We do hell tides and go crazy, and everybody helps each other level. We do capstones together as we go through, yada, yada, yada. So definitely join the Discord first, and then we'll get you in the clan, man. Let's just make sure I can even get back in the game. Yeah, no, we appreciate having you. Thanks for joining it. You're going to find in that Discord are some of the most knowledgeable people and some of the coolest people you'll run into in the game. Each class has an expert and several other people who are sort of intermediates. All of them are willing to offer not only information but like literal help in the game. There's people that can run you through Lilith. We give gear to each other. We help each other with materials. Yep. Thank you, dude. We appreciate that mentality, and you'll see it returned coming your way as well. And I do that too. I give gear to people in the show. I've done it all. We do it all the time. Sarah's given me stuff. She's in here right now. She's helped my character, so we definitely try to help each other out as much as possible. Yeah, it's the right way to play, man. I think anyway. It's one of the things that I think being in a clan brings you as a benefit. Because otherwise, what's the point? If people, like you say, are selfish, or they want to be taken through stuff and they don't want to kick in, or they don't want to put the time in to learn their character. What's up, JH? How are you? Great to see you, man.
My magics await your return.
Bash Cleaves. I'm going to miss Bash Barb. At least the current version of Bash Barb. It's good, dude. We spent a lot of today talking about Season 5. Are you excited for Season 5, JH? Upheaval you like better, yeah. Upheaval needs some love, though. And it's going to get it in Season 5. That should be fun to see an Upheaval Barb in Season 5, dude. With the Hellhammer in the main hand. Right, going forward. I want to do a Bash Cleaves run, just to feel what Bash feels like one more time. I remember what Bash feels like. Sort of just that, a ton of classes I want to play, but they don't compare to other builds. Yeah. I just haven't played my Bash in a while, and it's hella fun to play. I just haven't played it in a long time. It used to be a lot faster with it. I should rethink this build and get bleed. Yeah, I agree, but it's not because it's boring. It's just that when you play it too much, it starts to feel a little monotonous. But it's not actually a boring build. I need more movement speed on him. That's my problem. One of my problems. I should rethink this build. If there was more time left in the season, I might rethink this build. There's just not enough time in the season left to put time into doing it. And again, I'm out of practice. Bunny Hop Barb is a new one. With Leap. Leaping around the battlefield like a prancing... No, thank you. You'll probably just dabble into Season 5. So many games you want to play. Dude, Season 5 has so many changes in it. It's crazy. I want to make a druid, dude. I believe something finally will be able to be done with druid. Druid got a massive overhaul in terms of skills, uniques, synergies. Cool. Call of Duty Zombies. NHL 25. That's out already? That's not out. NHL 25 isn't out already, is it? Yeah, Druid's great, dude. Druid's gonna be the X Factor class this coming season. Oh, when this expansion drops. Yes, that's true. I play NHL 25 or not 25, 23. We skipped 24 because it's not that fun. I don't like the changes they made to NHL 24. This is so cool. I have somebody else to talk with about EA Sports NHL with. Because I play that game almost every night. I play NHL 23 with my buddy from my neighborhood in New York. He's also a Ranger fan. Oh, I stood there and took that to the face. That was stupid. Where is my... Yeah, it is up there. I saw it about to go off, and I just stood there anyway. Sport games got too repetitive for you. I like certain ones. I don't play Madden football anymore. I used to play Madden football. I don't play that anymore. I love the hockey, dude. Hockey's a lot of fun. I just love the game of ice hockey, so it doesn't even matter. I got blown into that, dude. What the... This game is too repetitive for me at this point. That's why I get angry when I'm dying because I don't understand when I'm dying. I've done this a million times. I played this game called Super Mega Baseball the other day. It was a lot of fun. It's like a kiddie baseball game, but it was a lot of fun. I had a good time with it. Super Mega Baseball 4. Highly recommended. You're making a theme team this year, staying away from meta. Right on. You play Hut? Is that the version of the game you play, is Hut? Right on. I've never done that. My friend and I play online versus, and we connect with each other and play on the same team as the Rangers against other teams. What other class should I do after Druid? So I don't know what you're into, JH, but Sorcerer also has a lot of positive changes coming. I'm going to do a Rogue and a Barb. That'll be my two. Off the bat, anyway. My third will be a Druid. If I were you, my second class would be Sorcerer if you're playing for fun and experimentation purposes. If you want to play the two classes that are getting the most cracked up right now, Sorcerer's in your top three, so there's your other one, probably. Necro also is getting some buffs, but Sorcerer seemed to get a lot more love and work on it than Necro did. You're doing Whirlwind Upheaval Barb and then Fireball Sorcerer. Right on, Fred. I'm going to try to do an Andariel's Poison Rogue. I'll probably level it as pen shot, and then I'll try to get it to Andariel's poison as soon as I get it high enough. Necro's got reworked, yeah. Necro's got reworked pretty good, dude. I still have the page up if you want to take a look at some of these patch notes for Necro. Here's Sorcerer. Primary core stat gets 25% increased skill damage. And then you got this other multiplier that's changed, where you're getting, if you're a sorcerer, a necro, or a druid, instead of getting 1% damage per every 10 main stat, you're getting 1% damage for every 8 main stat. So you're going to get a lot of inherent damage from getting main stat, which is awesome. It's a good buff. And it's a buff compared to rogues, who are only getting 1% for every 9, and barbarians, who are only getting 1 point for every 10 main stat. So in other words, it stays the same for barbarian, but it improves for everyone else. Firewall damage increased, meteor damage increased, incinerate increased, fireball. Fireball's really looking good, dude. I'm thinking about a fireball sorcerer. Because of the gloves and staff. You kind of do a meteor source, right on. Rogue is going to have 10 good builds. I don't know about that. I'll bet there's 4, though. Rogue is going to have Andariel's Poison, Pen Shot, Flurry, and probably Barrage. At least those 4. Can I make 4 with my fingers? 4. Can't make 4 fingers. Rogue needs love for a melee build. Yeah, I totally agree. Now, Twisting Blades did get buffed, but not enough. And I tried playing I level with Twisting Blades usually when I play my rogues. And then when I get to max level, they start to fall off as far as being effective. So that's just the way it's gone. All right. I think I'm going to break the stream out and call it a day. So I want to say thanks to all of you for hanging out with me today. Yeah, Twisting Blades damage got buffed, but it's still not enough. They need to put it back to, it used to spin around 3 times. It used to spin around twice and do damage 3 times. They need to put it back to what it was when they first made Twisting Blades. And just update the mechanic, the visual to match the mechanic. Yeah, thanks, Fred. I will. I'll enjoy my weekend. You too, dude. Thank you guys so much. Let's do a little riff before we go to say thank you. Where's my pick? Let's see what we got. What do we got in the hopper? Happy Friday, everybody. I hope you have a good one. Have a great weekend, y'all. It's Friday, totally. It's great that it's Friday, isn't it? Here comes some metal. Metal. Have a great weekend, you guys. I hope you like the music.
you